Okay, this one's going to be a earlier recap video. Um, let's see, mic's good. Check. Okay. Um, but yeah, so week 18 recap. Right now, if I can close it out, I'll get a. Oh, hey Jalen, that's funny. Um, so for this week, if I can get a big win against Ray, that'll help. Right now, I'm in the lead. Hopefully by 5, I'll close that one out. Dale got another win against David. Joe looks like he's going to get another win against Chewy. Carlos with a big win against Alejandro. Justin with a big win against Moy. AG beat Efren. And right now, Adam is beating Eric. So if all this holds up, we'll have Adam in first place, tied with Eric. But since he got a win and Eric got a loss, they'll switch spots. Dale stay in third. I should stay in fourth. Justin will go to fifth. Moy will drop down to 7th. Joe will go up to 6. Carlos will go up to 8, and Alejandro will go to 9, I think. So, but that's just me quickly looking at it. But I believe the top 6 will be, if everything holds up how they are now, Adam, Eric, Dale, me, Justin, Joe, getting back into the playoff contention. Some crazy matchups. I would say the matchup of the week, obviously, Adam and Eric, battle for first place with week 19, 20, 20, with 3 weeks left to go. It's kind of, you control your own destiny to winning the season. So keep that in mind. And I think with the standings how they are, me and Dale will just be a half game from first. So there'll be a half game differential from first and fourth, I think. So it'll be 12-6, 12-6, 11-6 and 1, 11-6 and 1. I think it's a half game difference. So that's crazy going into the last 3 weeks. Carlos put himself in a position to really have a chance. Alejandro's got to try to win and hope a couple of people can lose. Moy needs to get a big win next week. So let's look at next week's standings. Next week's matchups. Week 19. I play Chewy. Alejandro plays Dale, so that's a big matchup to look at. If Alejandro had some injuries, so that might hurt him. Joe against David. Adam against Ray. Moy against Carlos. That's a big matchup. Possibly a matchup of the week. Efren against Justin. And AJ against Eric. So I would say that Moy Carlos one is a big one to look at because Carlos can get a win and put himself in a good position if he wins out to make the playoffs. So a lot of and then Alejandro Dale, I think that's a big matchup. The rest are position matchups that can really help in terms of the ranking matchups. Like I play Chewy. Now Chewy's a sneaky good team. I will not count anyone out. And he's 13th. Joe plays last place David. Adam plays 11th spot Ray. Justin plays 12th spot Efren. Eric plays 10th spot AJ. So a lot of opportunity if our teams can continue playing well, but don't count the other teams out. They're definitely looking to play spoiler. And like I said, Chewy and Efren's team are sneaky good teams. But looking at that Carlos and Moy matchup is definitely a matchup of the week potential. But again, if things hold up this week, that's what we're looking at. Ray had, if I had to say a player of the week out of all of fantasy, I played against him in Solaire. And I'm going to say Solaire. If you guys want to say your own players of the week, by all means. But let me just tell you what Solaire did against me this week. Jorge Soler had 6 home runs, 12 RBIs, 9 hits, 10 runs scored, 6 walks, batted .409 with a 1.824 OPS, 6 home runs, 12 RBIs. So yeah, Soler went off for for Ray, and then JD had a great week too. 12 hits, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. So yeah, but Soler I think was a fantasy player of the week. But you guys tell me your own. A little fun thing I wanted to do this week is I kind of want to compare the top 9 teams to who they kind of compare to in MLB. So and you guys can tell me who you think your team resembles. But I think it was kind of be a fun thing to look at. So looking at Eric's team, I would compare Eric's team to the Yankees. He has a lot of great players, like the Yankees do. Even though the Yankees kind of were hurt, but they've been pretty much dominant the whole year. Kind of fell out at first for a minute, then went right back in, just like Eric. So I would say Eric would be like the Yankees. I would say Adam's team is the Astros, just kind of dominating with stars on his team. Good pitching. I would say Dale's team is like the Indians. Kind of was having a rough start and then just been on a tear and now are in a prime position right there to overtake the Central first place. They're in the wild card position, playoff contention, just had a crazy run. So I'd say Dale's like the Indians. I would say Joe's team, Joe and Justin are like the Cubs and the Brewers, Cardinals, like those teams in the NL Central, just fighting each other for those last couple spots in the playoff standings, but have been maintaining good records, but just like going back and forth and fighting for the playoffs. So like I'd say Joe's the Cubs. No, sorry, Justin's the Cubs, Moy's the Cardinals, and Joe's the Brewers. Just fighting for those 4, 5, and 6 spots. And if I had to give my team a comparison, I would say my team is, I guess, like the Twins. Did really well, and then started having a little shaky fallout towards the end, but kind of holding strong. Twins are only 1 game up in the Central. The Twins were dominating. I was in the first place run for a while and then had a couple rough weeks, and just like the Twins, and now they're still in it. But they're definitely they have to keep winning, just like my team. I have to keep winning. So, and then Carlos, I would say Carlos is like the Mets. The Mets are going on a sick run trying to make the playoffs, and he's going on a run right now, trying to make the playoffs. And I would say Alejandro's team, if I had to give Alejandro a team, I would say I wouldn't call him the Giants because he wouldn't like that, but I would definitely say either the Diamondbacks or Giants. Like, he keeps winning and he's going to put himself in a playoff position just like them. Like, the Diamondbacks are right there in the wild card contention. So are the Giants. Maybe like the Nationals as a better comparison. But yeah, one of those teams that are kind of just control their own destiny, but they got to win. I don't know if Mets have a chance. That's why I think, Carlos might have a chance. It might. But they're going on a good run, and I think Cardinals can be that team that can go on a good run. So let me know what MLB team you think your team is like and is similar to. But yeah, that's a recap of 18. I couldn't live this week. Well, I did go live earlier. The person in the comments I said hi to, that's my sister-in-law, Jasmine's youngest sister, Jalen. So you can see her comment right there. But yeah, so if everything holds up, 1st and 2 will switch, 3 and 4 will stay the same. Justin will be number 5, and I think Joe will get back into the top 6, followed by Moy, Carlos, and Alejandro, I believe. But we have to see how things finish out. So week 19, great opportunity weeks for those in the playoffs to kind of get another win. And matchup of the week looking like Alejandro and Dale or Moy and Carlos. All right, so I hope you guys have a good Sunday, and check out this video later today.